if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, Income Acceleration Mentor, Wendy Y. Bailey.
Wow, welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations. Simon T. Bailey.
Hello, cousin.
You guys have to understand the backstory. Simon and I share a last name, obviously, but I got to tell you, we've been trying to meet in person since 2008. I went back and I looked at it, Simon.
Wow.
It's been that long. Yeah. You were coming into Atlanta and I was sick when you came in. We missed each other. So we've been kind of missing each other. This is our first real face-to-face meeting.
It's so good to finally meet you.
Yes.
My cousin in the ATL.
And I do have real cousins in Florida, so you never know. Maybe we are kind of connected somewhere in that lineage, you know?
For sure.
Yeah. I want to take a moment and tell you guys about Simon T. Bailey. I'm going to read a little bio, but I'm going to really introduce you from the heart, Simon. Simon T. Bailey was called one of the top 25 people that will help you reach your business and life goals. That's by Success Magazine. He's a breakthrough strategist. He has been selected as the top 12 business speakers. Big Speakers Bureau selected him as one of the top sales kickoff speakers of 2020. He has worked with 1,800 organizations in 49 countries. He is the author of 10 books. It's just amazing to be able to sit here and look at you, Simon, and see you face to face.
Oh my goodness. Well, so good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So let's jump in a little bit. I know that your platform is all about brilliance. So where did that come from for you?
Yeah, it really started with a conversation with my mentor a number of years ago. And he said to me, "How are you doing?" And I said to him, if I had white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, it would be very easy to succeed in America. And he said, "You're stuck in your mind and your body thinking the pigmentation of your skin limits you. You weren't born to fit in, you were born to be brilliant." And when he said it, something literally unlocked in me. And for about the next 7 years, I would be driving to my job at Disney. I was bawling because, Black folk don't go to see a shrink. We don't go and sit on anybody's sofa.
Right. Most of us don't. I'm guilty of being one. I'm happy to say I'm one of those who does.
Actually, I have started going to counseling, but it was therapeutic for me to release because someone had told me that I was born to be brilliant. So that started me down this whole journey of wanting to find out what it meant to really walk in your brilliance.
Wow. I got to tell you that everything I read about you and everything I read from you is empowering, it's inspiring, it's almost like a little instructional as well. How did you tap into all of that for yourself?
I think I realized that in life, you can be an annoying echo or an original voice. And when I stopped trying to be like everyone and everything around me and decided to embrace my authentic, quirky, weird personality, I'm a little different, right? And when I embrace that, that's when I begin to unlock my authenticity. And I recognize, wait a minute, this is what's feeding me. I want to feed others with truth that has literally made me free.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. In your introduction, I said that you have served more than 1,800 organizations in 49 countries. How has your business changed in the time of the coronavirus from where it was before, traveling so much and on the road on stages?
All of a sudden, I think everyone has gotten a an expedited Zoom degree.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta learn fast. Yeah.
Yeah, so all things virtual now. That's probably one of the big things that we've done.
Mhm.
But we were already for over 2 years working on creating an online institute to really house some of my content. So that was already in motion. And what I realized probably about 3 years ago is I said to the team, we need to become a digital business first instead of just physically showing up. So
Right.
we were heading in the direction, but I think COVID-19 just accelerated it a lot more. And then the other thing we recognized for if the truth be told, for about 90 days, Wendy, I was just the most negative person you can ever be around. I can't get out of my house. When I go to the grocery store, I
Wow.
gotta have on a
Okay.
mask. I put on almost 25 COVID pounds because I was constantly grazing and eating. It was a sad situation, right? And I
Yeah.
realized, how can I teach people to be brilliant if I'm not eating my own cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I recognized I needed to grow up. I needed to let it go, stop crying over spilled milk, and recognize that champions look at what they're going to, while losers look at what they're going through. And
Ooh, say that
either,
again. Say that again, please.
yeah,
Please.
and this is an original quote from Mike Murdoch years ago, a philosopher who says, champions look at what they're going to. So everybody listening to us, where are you going to as we come through this crisis, right? Well, losers look at what they're going through. That was me. I was acting and thinking like a loser because I wanted things the way they had always been, but the world had shifted and it's not coming back. So either I shift or I will be shifted.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's really, really good. You were the first African American sales director at Disney. If you could go back in time and speak to your younger self, what's one thing that you would share about your journey that could help in today's climate of racial injustice?
I think if I was to go back in time, be open to saying that I don't know what I don't know. And don't pretend like you know, don't phone it in. Don't think just because you watched a movie, read a book, or you have a Black person as a friend that you're dialed in. The ability to say, I don't know what I don't know. I think the second thing, if I could just add to that,
Sure.
is every Black person. So when I speak and I share with you, I am speaking through my lens, my opinion. I do not speak for all Black people, because everyone that looks like me does not think for me or speak for me. So I've had to learn that when I do speak or answer this type of question, that I'm honest to say, this is coming from my limited perspective. And I want you to hear it in the spirit it's about to be given, but it's also inviting those who are in the majority race to say, it's okay to say, I don't know. And you are not going to be thought of differently. If anything, you're saying, I'm open to learning. And that's where the real conversation happens.
Wow, that's great. I know that we talked a little bit about Brilliance before and how that has become a platform for you. What do you say to the person today who is looking at themselves and they're saying, I want to be brilliant. How do I tap into that?
Yeah, so the best way to spark your brilliance right now is to first of all answer 4 questions. And these are the 4 questions that one of my mentors, Dr. Miles Monroe, who passed away a few years ago, gave to me. Question number 1, where have I been? So the where have I been question is to look back in time. What was your education, experience, expertise, results that you generated? That's the where have I been. Question number 2, why am I here? And the why am I here question is a question that's been around for thousands of years, back during Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. And Dr. Monroe used to say, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy in life is to be alive and not know why. So the why am I here question, critically important question, especially during this time that McKinsey Consulting is calling the next normal, right? Then the third question is, what can I do? So everyone that's looking to spark their brilliance right now, the what can I do question is focused on what can I do instead of what I can't do. Because when you begin to say, what can I do? It begins to open up your mind and your will and your skill to new possibilities that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And then the fourth question is, where am I going? And here's the thought process behind that question. Pre-COVID-19, people would plan their vacation. But what I realized is sometimes people plan their vacation better than they plan their lives. So when I answer the where am I going, what you're really saying, Wendy, and everyone that's listening to us, is you choose to grab hold to the steering wheel of uncertainty and look through the windshield of possibility instead of the rear view mirror of disappointment of what you lost. And when you grab hold to the steering wheel, you drive forward instead of staring at the rear view mirror of, is my job going to come back? Is my business going to come back? Are clients going to call me again? No, those four questions will really help you anchor and move into the future.
Wow. Those are really deep questions too. They're not like things that you can ask in a heartbeat. So if someone's saying, I'm struggling with the why am I here? I'm struggling with the where do I go? What do you say to them?
Yeah, so the where do I go and why am I here? All of those questions are very purpose-driven questions. And so people are constantly online searching, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing here? And what I want to invite everyone to do, you will probably never have to go to another purpose conference again, because I'm about to help you get liberated right here. Your purpose is just doing what's in front of you right now. So wherever you are, be there, have your feet flat on the ground,
Planted.
do what's in front of you. The purpose is not something that's out there. The purpose is in here, and it's discovered as you go along life's journey. So in discovering your purpose and answering the question to your point of why am I here, it really starts with, what problem have I been created to solve? What absolutely gets on my last good nerve that I want to address? So for example, when you look at food banks that are literally being overrun right now because of the crisis, people that have food insecurity, is that something that keeps you up at night? And could it be that you are the solution that they have been waiting for to answer that problem? So do what's in front of you, and your purpose is uncovered and discovered as you begin to say yes to yourself.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It reminds me of that meme that says, actually it's Mark Twain who said, the two biggest reasons, most important times in your life are when you were born and when you discover why.
Yes.
So you totally tapped into that. You know, I'm just kind of loving this whole brilliance conversation. And you say that it's important for us to go where we are celebrated, not tolerated. I know for me, belonging has always been a theme running through my life. I want to belong to this. I want to belong in that. And I haven't always belonged. And what I discovered for me is belonging was something I was here to create, not be part of. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm tracking with you. That's awesome.
So when I heard that part of your platform, I was like, oh, he's got to talk about that.
Yeah.
How do you go where you are celebrated rather than tolerated?
So you literally articulated it. It's really coming home to yourself. When you understand how to love the skin you're in and love who you are and who you're becoming, you don't chase groups to belong to. The groups come to you because through your vibrational energy of being whole, WHOLE, in your soul, you pull people to you. So when you pull people to you, they celebrate you for who you are instead of who they're trying to make you to be. Because your wholeness brings them to a place of healing, and wherever they are in their journey, because you show up fully present and you have authentic presence, when they come into your space, let's say it's virtually now, they know that you are not showing up to get something from them, but you're showing up to give them something, and you don't even have to open your mouth. Your very presence and wholeness becomes healing for them to recognize that you have found your inner Neo in the matrix. You are the one.
I love
So
that.
then when you discover that, people begin to celebrate you for you instead of trying to make you something that you're not.
I love that. I love that. And you're just confirming what I've come to understand and know for myself. I hope everybody's kind of getting this from Simon. This is good stuff. I know giving back is especially important to you. How did you choose to serve on the board of the U.S. Dream Academy, isn't that the Disney Academy?
Yeah, so U.S. Dream Academy actually is an organization. They're based out of Washington, D.C. They operate in 8 cities. And their mission is very simple. A child with a dream is a child with a future. And what I love about what Wintley Phipps, who started the organization, focused on
is that the singer?
Yes, yes,
Okay. Oh,
yes.
awesome.
He started this organization 20 years ago, specifically focused on children who are at risk, whose parents are incarcerated. And the thought was, how do we break the chain so they don't repeat history?
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to get involved. And I've been involved in the organization for the last 5 years. And what I recognize is the best of us must help the rest of us. The best of us must begin to say, how do we help the least, the last, the lost? How do we take what we can? And it doesn't all the time mean writing a check. Can we volunteer? Can we make a phone call? Can we do something to help another generation start head and shoulders above where we've been? And when we do that, all of the research, if you were to look at psychology today, when you give to help someone else, it actually gives you more life satisfaction and happier, because I think what's happening during this time is we're moving from me to we.
Mm-hmm.
And when we move from the me to we actually become a bigger person, because I realize, Wendy, I need you and you need me.
Mm-hmm. And that's a beautiful awareness to come to. And I think you're right. COVID has challenged all of us to lean on one another.
Do you want to be a
go out? We can't do a whole lot. So who we got?
That's it.
We got. I love it. I love it. A couple more questions, and then we're going to take a break. I also want you to tell us about Spark Hope Now, because I know that's part of your philanthropy as well.
Yeah, Spark Hope is just an idea that I had right at the beginning of the coronavirus. And I realized that fear had gripped the planet. It kind of felt like the world was coming to an end. Living here in the United States, it felt like we were in a whole nother country. We're quarantined. And I said, wait a minute, we have to break the cycle of fear and worry by sparking hope. And hope is not just something you hear, but hope is a superpower. And I came across some of the research work of Dr. Rick Snyder, who was a scholar at the University of Kansas, who 30 years of his research was based on the hope theory. And the hope theory simply says is that there is a person who has a pathway, and there's a person that has agency. When you have a pathway, this is tied to hope theory, you believe that a better outcome can emerge. So you create a pathway within yourself to say, I'm going to move towards the future instead of moving backward towards the past. Agency is the motivation or the internal fortitude that gets you up every single day to make the pathway come into existence. That's the essence of hope. So what I realized, when you spark hope, hope becomes a superpower. And because a helpless person is really a person who's hopeless. but a hopeful person is a helpful person. So our goal was literally to spark hope. We did 4 virtual summits, reached almost 2,000 people from around the world. And the key deal was to have a give back. So we gave to 4 different charities from all over the country to say, if we're going to spark hope, let's leave something tangible that we can make a difference. So we got involved with World Central Kitchen, Chef Jose Andres. We put the link in the chat, told people to give, and it was just a phenomenal experience. Didn't charge a dime for it. Didn't have like, hey, come, we got a little something, we're gonna sell you on the back end. No. We just wanted to hug people with our words and give them hope.
Wow, that's amazing. Spark Hope Now.
Yes.
Yeah, Spark Hope Now. And I can't help but wonder, as you have disclosed that you were angry for the first 90 days and, it just kind of changed everything. And then you went into this giving mode. You wanted to give back, and how that shifted you into a different place. Are there lessons that you learned about yourself when you were angry for 90 days and shifted into Spark Hope Now and embraced that? What are the lessons you learned about yourself?
Lesson number 1, limit your media intake.
Stop watching the news, turn the TV off.
And because if you constantly are watching the news and you hear that the count is going up, so many people have died in the United States and around the world, it literally begins to wear on you. I think the second thing is take time to write in your journal about how you're doing. Get it out of you. Process.
You write in your journal, Simon? You're a guy. What guy do you know that writes in his journal?
Listen, if I was literally to show you here in my office, I have journals that I've been writing in for 25 years. Literally.
I love it.
Writing is therapeutic for me. And I've taken it a step further. I have an app on my phone called Day One, and it's a journal app where you can also write, but import photos, videos, audios right into the app, the journal app.
I love it.
I'm big on that. And then I think the third key lesson is every day finding something that you're thankful for. And I know that there might be those that are listening who may have loved ones or friends that have been impacted by COVID-19. I haven't, fortunately, thank goodness. I'm grateful that I'm still here. I've been, doing the hand sanitizer. I wear my mask when I'm out. And so just being grateful for that I can wake up, it turned my attitude around to say, you know what, I'm still here for a purpose.
Wow. Those are good lessons, good lessons. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get into our profitable wisdom segment. You ready for that one, Simon?
I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, Simon T. Bailey. Have you lost your spark? Is a job just a job? Is a relationship just a relationship? Is a business just a business? Well, I've taken the last couple of years to do some deep diving questions and asking myself, did I ever lose my spark? Yeah, I have. And when I lost my spark, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to quit. But I decided that, guess what? When you find your spark, you find your joy. And when you find your joy, you find your people. And when you find your people, you find your voice. So when you find your voice, you connect with people who get you, you tap into your joy, and you become the spark for everyone around you. So I've put together this book, Be the Spark. I'm so happy to bring this to the marketplace because I believe it will become the guide that will give you the kickstart that will enable you to light it up wherever you go. So if you say, Simon, I've lost the spark at home, in business, in life, and you and your friends are saying, you know what, I really want a prescription that is sustainable. And I believe as I share my stories, my pain of what I went through, that you're going to be equipped with tips, tools, and techniques on how you can be the spark. So listen, go to simontbailey.com, get the book, and remember, I love you and I believe in you, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it.
With over 20 years' experience supporting clients in becoming organized, Lorianne Stepp, the clutterologist, understands the direct connection of physical clutter in the home with emotional confusion in the heart. Lorianne has a natural gift and finely honed skills for helping others rediscover the balance and harmony in their lives using basic feng shui principles. Her non-judgmental and compassionate conversations with her clients help them shape a new reality as she works to organize their home or office. This unique approach, combined with her ability to connect meaningfully with her clients, has earned her rave reviews from many well-respected publications. Whether you need to tackle one stressful pile of paper clutter or reorganize your entire home one room at a time, Lorianne has simple and affordable solutions for you to stay organized. Learn more about Lorianne and her inspiring work by visiting www.clutterologist.com today.
Hi, I'm Penelope Jane Smith, and you are tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversations show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hey, I am Lisa Santiago McNeil, and you are tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversations show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Make sure that you like, comment, review, and subscribe so that you're notified when the next episode goes live. See you later.
Hey, it's Lou Bartone, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
So we're talking with Dr. Simon T. Bailey, and we've been talking a lot about his entree and foray into Brilliance and what it has meant to him and how it can serve and support you. Now we're going to go into our signature segment and ask Simon those 5 profitable wisdom questions. So who's had the greatest influence on you in your life, Simon?
Wow, I would probably say Dr. Mark Sharona, who 22 years ago had 4,000 books in his personal library, told me to bring my car over, open up my trunk, and load them up with books, because he said leaders are readers and readers are leaders. He said you cannot lead if you're not feeding on something that really causes you to grow. So I learned in that moment that there are 2 words that make up the word read, and that is re-add. Re-add. You add to the knowledge that you already have. So he's probably had the greatest impact on my life. And to date, he just told me he's 66 now, and he has read 18,000 books and working on his 2nd PhD.
Wow, that's awesome. How many books have you read? Do you know?
You know what? I have lost count because, as you can see, I'm an avid reader, and I've got plenty in my garage. I read a lot, and I have a ton downloaded on my iPad.
I hear you. I hear you. What's your favorite topic to read about?
So I'm all things business. I love business. Any and everything about business. I'm just hungry and starving for that. But I'm also getting into biographies more, because I think biographies are a great way to look at a person's life from their lens and to kind of understand, what they went through. So I just finished a really incredible book called When I Stop Talking, You'll Know I'm Dead. And it's about the agent, Hollywood agent for George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and he also created Ocean's 11 and 12. His name is Jerry Weintraub.
I recognize the name.
Yeah, and in another life, he was the agent for Frank Sinatra, Bob Dylan, John Denver. This guy, I mean, the book was a page turner.
I bet it was.
Crying. It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to put that link in the show notes, because I love being able to share that kind of thing with people, for sure. So what's the best business advice you've ever received? And I think you touched on one of them earlier, but let's talk about something different.
Yeah, I would say the first thing is relationships are the currency of the future. During this time, I've been able to reach out to customers that I've worked with for almost 18 years now. And they're in different roles, different areas, but they said, hey, can you come and do something for us? You did it in a previous job, previous role, previous company. And that just lets me know that if you've done good work, Relationships are the currency of the future, so always nurture and develop relationships. The second thing that I've learned in business is that customer service is a department, but customer love is a mindset. When you understand that true customer love, or what I would call platinum service, is the ability to go the extra inch instead of the extra mile. So going the extra inch is that server that at the end of your meal, that server who realizes you have valet park says, let me take your ticket and I'll have your car brought up by valet. That's going the extra inch. So in business, what is it that you can do to really go that extra inch? And then just probably a third thing to think about as it relates to business is the fortune is in the follow-up. But how do you follow up? And are you doing it in the way that people want to hear from you? So instead of just sending an email, is it a video? Is it a text? Is it a phone call? Is it a handwritten note? What are those levers that you can pull that allows you to move from a transaction to a relationship? Because when I relate to the cargo in your ship, then wherever you are going on the ocean of life, you carry me with you and you begin to yelp about my business because of the experience that has been created.
Yeah. Raving fans. Raving fans.
Totally.
So what's the largest single sale you've ever made in your business? What was the amount, the circumstances?
Yeah, wow. I would probably say I landed a significant six-figure opportunity when I first left corporate America to go out on my own. And it sustained me for 3.5 years because I was trying to build my business. But one of the things that we did when we landed this contract with a hospital to do training based on patient experience, I said yes to the opportunity, didn't have the content, but reached out to a colleague of mine that used to work at Disney. She had a master's degree in instructional design. So she took all of the concepts in my head, put a context, and created some content. And I retained ownership of the intellectual property. And that has turned out probably to be one of the best decisions ever.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, the thing that you said earlier was that you move toward what you want, toward it. And the way that I heard it was the universe conspires to meet you there. And that's kind of what your story is about. You know what I mean? It's you said, yes, I can do it. It was in your head. Somebody who could put it together for you came into the picture, and helped you create all of that. I love it. That's amazing. And what did you do to celebrate?
You know what? It's so funny now that you say that. Nothing. I think I was so busy at the time. My kids were young. So I was just trying to pay a mortgage and buy some Pampers and some milk. So long as my babies
together.
That's it. Long as my babies were good, I was good.
I hear you. And something I think I observed about you is you collect watches.
I'm a big watch person. Oh big watch person.
I observed that. When did you get started collecting watches?
You know what? I just remember looking at the magazines at watches I couldn't afford. And I said, wow, what would it be like to ever own those watches? And then so just developed a love for watches. I always have observed nice watches that guys wear. And I'm like, that's a great watch. And guys know watches, right? And so,
And shoes. And
shoes. But then because I like things that are just kind of different, I've also started collecting stamps, not just any stamps, the African American heritage stamps at the post office, because they generally just bring them out one time. They may cycle them through. So I have, for probably the last decade, been collecting these African American heritage stamps from Maya Angelou, to you name it, and Gregory Hines, and they're beautiful, beautiful stamps.
Nice, very, very nice. Why is it important to collect things?
Because first of all, it connects you with history. It shows your depth and breadth and almost nostalgia of a period of time. Where were you at that time when you did it? And I think the third thing, it allows you to go into research to say, Tell me more. What is the backstory of how did this come to be? And it gives you a deeper, rich experience that you couldn't have gotten anywhere else. So I remember when I went to the Amalfi Coast in Italy years ago, and it's one thing to go into these little villages and eat the authentic Italian food, but then they said, would you like to have a plate or cups that were handmade that you could take back with you? You're like, what? Right? And they give you the backstory and makes whatever you collect even that much more richer, you know, as a result.
Nice, nice. So as an entrepreneur, we all go through times when we've thought of giving up. Sometimes it's in the most challenging moments that we're experiencing those feelings. What has helped you to move through that to the other side and kept you staying in your business? How long have you been in your business again?
18 years.
18 years. Same with me, 18 years. So what has helped you when you thought of giving up?
I think number one, you have to have a circle of individuals that speak into your life that give you hope. And not just blow smoke, but give you hope with some key strategies on some things to shift and change. I believe the second thing is you need to develop a ritual. For me, when I have those days when I want to throw in the towel, I'm like, I'm done. And listen, if the truth be told, I've had many of those moments over 18 years. You cannot be in business for 18 years. We're like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. It's just real, right? So when I've had those moments, this is obviously pre-COVID-19, I would go to the theater, get me a big bucket of popcorn with some extra butter, kick up my feet and watch a matinee in the middle of the day and just kind of like escape for 2 hours and unplug, right? But then the third thing that I do, and this is going to sound so like, really, that's it? So I'm a morning person and my day starts generally between 4 and 5 a.m. But what I've discovered when I've had those moments of not necessarily depression, but really discouragement, I'll go to bed at 7 p.m. Just like go to bed and sleep for at least 12 hours. And when I
It's a great idea.
I get up, I have a whole new, well, we've come through this. We've slept this off. Let's re-engage.
I love it because sometimes when we're in that space, this is true for me. I don't know if it's true for you. It's because I'm tired. It's because I'm physically exhausted. So rest is a good idea.
Oh, totally. And then if you really, really want to just take it all in, go to a nice restaurant by yourself, white table or black table linen cloths, order a really nice meal, first class place, four star, 5-star, and just treat yourself. And you're like, that's what you should do, celebrate. No, do it when you're discouraged, because just the ambiance around being around wealth and great food and great wine, it literally does something for your spirit to say, okay, how do we re-engage? Because I want to experience more of this.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a movie buff too. And what COVID did for me, I used to go every week to a movie. So I understand that. What COVID did for me is it made me go to Hulu, Disney Plus, BET Plus, all of the streaming services I could get so that I was still plugged into movies. Did you do something similar?
Listen, I was on Netflix and I binged. Did I say binged?
Yes.
I binged Queen of the South. I binged Money Heist. I mean, watched the entire
Ozark.
4 seasons. Yes, Ozark. Okay.
You gotta watch Ozark.
Okay, Ozark. Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's totally bizarre and raunchy and dirty and crazy, and it's so entertaining. For me, those kind of movies are a departure from real life, so I love them. I love them. So awesome. And then the last question is, what do you see as your greatest personal accomplishment outside of your business?
To be the father of Daniel and Madison.
Yeah.
Those
are
are
awesome kids, by the way. They are.
I am blessed to have them. God knows, we have been through a lot as a family over the last few years, certainly coming through a divorce after being married to their mom for 25 years.
Wow.
But to be on the other side of it and to understand, no matter what I do in business, my most important role is to be a role model, an example, a provider, be as human as I can, flawed, imperfect, to say, I'm still your dad, but I don't get it right every single day. But do know that I love you and I will fight for you and I will stand for you. And I'm going to be the best version of who I believe I need to be for you. So as you go into the world, you can say, I had a dad. Not that my dad built a business, but I had a dad who loved me where he was, flawed and all. That's my most important accomplishment.
Wow. Amazing. It's interesting that I hear something similar from most parents, and the people who are not parents probably don't get it, but you're entrusted with a whole life.
Yes.
In your case, 2 whole lives.
Yes.
And to take that seriously and to do well is represented by how they grow up and them becoming citizens and everything, on the planet, really good citizens on the planet is a big deal.
Yes.
My son is 30 and I look at him all the time and I'm like, I did that. I did that. Yeah.
Good for you. That's so awesome.
He's gorgeous to look at, but he's also very kind and smart and considerate of other people. I care more about that than anything else he does.
Yes.
So I get it. I totally get it.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break, Simon, and when we come back, we'll share your parting thought and a special gift you have for the listeners and viewers. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Have you heard about the new Black Business Directory? Welcome to Click Urban. Here, you can find hundreds of businesses owned by us. Whatever business professional you're looking for, they're right here. And the best part is, membership is absolutely free. Just go to www.theclickurban.com, sign up for a free account, create your free listing, and boom, you're done. Begin surfing the largest Black business directory online and be seen by hundreds of customers and clients all in one place. Get exposure on all of the major search engines, including Google. Our innovative platform includes search engine optimization that will make your listing easy to find. This is the hottest new business directory created for us, by us. Join today. Go to www.theclickurban.com.
Wendy Y here, and I want to extend my personal invitation to you to join the Profitable Coaching Society. It's a growing community of coaches, speakers, industry experts, and marketplace influencers just like you. Join the after party to connect with guests so you can continue the dialogue. They're waiting in the society to greet you. When you join, you're going to receive my special gift, the ultimate guide to profitable coaching conversations. Go to www.profitablecoachingsociety.com and I'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Madsen, and you're tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe so that you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brian Oles from Black Speakers Network, and you know what time it is. You're tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. I want you to go ahead right now and like, comment, subscribe, and review right now so you get notified when the next episode goes live.
Hello, I'm Rhonda Height, and you are tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so that you are notified when the next episode goes live.
Welcome back. We've been talking with Simon T. Bailey. It's a conversation about brilliance and growth and in-depth perspectives about how to move forward in life and all kinds of yummy stuff. So Simon, what are you working on right now?
I'm really, really excited about sparkgrowthnow.com. And it really came out of doing Spark Hope, where a lot of people said, hey, can you mentor me? Can you help me? So we decided that we would help people in some specific areas and really deal with the holistic development of an individual as we go through a crisis. So specifically looking at your mindset, work you love, relationships, philanthropy, well-being, or mental health, right? And then how do we begin to think about those areas of our lives through a fresh lens? So sparkgrowthnow.com is a 6-week immersion where you get me and one of my mentees, and we coach you live in the moment on how do you grow and create the future you want.
Sounds yummy. Sounds really, really yummy. And if there's one thought with all the conversation that we've had that you really want our viewers and our listeners to walk away with, what is that nugget that you want them to want to be sure they got?
Be a better human. Hug people with your words. Tell people early and often why they matter. And remember that love and respect have no color. So when you just choose to show up and make whoever's in front of you or whoever you're talking to the most important person in that moment, perhaps we can heal our nation and society one conversation at a time because of our intentional approach, not to try to make something happen, but to literally be a solution to a problem.
Simon, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. So good to be with you, Cousin Bailey.
Yes, absolutely. We really are cousins now, you guys. We've officially met, even though it's virtually, so I can call him cousin all day long. So thanks again, everybody, for watching and for listening. We'll see you next time for another episode of Profitable Coaching Conversations. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. Be sure to join us at the after party at www.profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time for more sales and marketing wisdom and insight from Wendy Y. and her amazing guests. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when new episodes are posted.